everyone, welcome back to Ramz tutorial educational channel. Please don't forget to subscribe and notification bell icon so that you're updated on our latest tutorial. So today we are going to discuss about the basic biology of sexual behavior. Talking about the biological aspects of human sexuality, it includes the reproductive system, the sexual response cycle, and the neurological and hormonal factors that affects these processes. The sexual response cycles, my dear viewers, is a model that describes the physiological responses that takes place during sexual activity. The biology of human sexuality includes the reproductive system and the sexual response cycle, as well as the factors that affect them. Here are the following objectives. Characterize the four stages of the human sexual response cycle and how does it work. The first one is that the biological aspects of human sexuality include the reproductive system, the sexual response cycle, and the neurological and hormonal factors that affect these processes. Second, females have both external genitalia, known as the vulva, and internal reproductive organs, it's including the ovaries, the uterus, fallopian tubes, and the vagina. For males, my dear viewers, also have both internal and external genitalia. The main sex organs are the penis and testicles. The sexual response cycle is a model that describes the physiological responses that takes place during sexual activity. Take note, my dear viewers, especially students. This cycle consists of 4 phases, and what are those 4 phases? We have excitement, like 2, orgasm, and resolutions. The hypothalamus is the most important part of the brain for sexual functioning, my dear viewers. It produces important sexual hormones that are then secreted by the pituitary gland. Sex hormones that influence sexual behaviors include oxytocin, prolactin, vasopressin, follicle-stimulating hormone, or what we call FSH, or FSH. This is what we call luteinizing hormones, or LH, and others also includes testosterone in males. This refers to boys, and estrogen and progesterone refers to females. Remember, my dear viewers, it is very much important for us to characterize these following stages of the human sexual response cycles. This is very much important. The next is that we're going to study about the following terms. And what are those terms? Libido. It's a person's overall sexual drive, or it was the desire for sexual activity. Second, the limbic system. What is limbic system, my dear viewers? Part of the human brain. It was involved in actions, and motivations, motivated yourselves, and emotional associations with memory. The third is that the hormone. Any substance produced by one tissue and conveyed by the bloodstream to another to effect physiological activity. The biological aspects of human sexuality include the reproductive system, the sexual response cycles, and the neurological and hormonal factors that affect these processes. Physical anatomy and reproductions. It refers that the different sexes are anatomically very similar. However, they each have different physical mechanisms that enable them to perform sexual acts and procreate. For the purposes of this discussion, remember, my dear viewers and students, we will be examining male and female anatomy. However, it is important to keep in our mind the wide variety of intersex anatomy that exists, and that much of the biology below corresponds to different intersex bodies and in different ways. Let's talk first about the female anatomy. Female external genitalia is collectively known as the vulva, which includes the mons veneris, labia majora, labia minora, clitoris, vaginal openings, and the urethral opening. A female internal reproductive organs class consists of the vagina, uterus, fallopian tubes, and ovaries. The uterus host is the developing fetus, produces vaginal and uterine secretions, and passes the male sperm through to the fallopian tubes, and the ovaries releases the eggs. A female is born with all her eggs already produced. The vagina is attached to the uterus through the cervix, while the uterus is attached to the ovaries via the fallopian tubes. Females have a monthly reproductive cycle. At certain point intervals the ovaries, it releases an egg, which passes through the fallopian tube into the uterus. If in this transit it meets with sperm, the sperm might penetrate and merge with the egg, fertilizing it. If not fertilized, the egg is flushed out of the system through menstruation. So there is no what you call it can produce a zygote, or the egg it's not fertilized. So the female here it's not pregnant, it's getting pregnant, right? It's free. A biological female reproductive system. We have here are what you call the demonstration showing our drawing class. We have the parts of female reproductive system: the ovary, sigmoid colon, uterus, fornix, cervix, rectum, and anus. For other side, fallopian tube, bladder, pubic bone, juice spot, clitoris, urethra, and vagina. Those are for the female. For male anatomy, it talks about males also have both internal and external genitalia that are responsible for procreations and sexual intercourse. Males produce their sperm on a cycle, and unlike the female's ovulation cycle. The male sperm production cycle is constantly producing millions of sperm daily. The main male sex organs are the penis and the testicles, the latter of which produce semen and sperm. The semen class and sperm, as a result of sexual intercourse, can fertilize an ovum in the female's body. The fertilized ovum is what we call the zygote. A zygote class develops into a fetus, which is later born as a child. And you know the process. Hope, my dear viewers, you continue to watch, and please watch our video till the end of our discussion. In biology, we have a male reproductive system. Like females class, it has both internal and external genitalia that are responsible for procreation and sexual intercourse. We have the sigmoid colon, rectum, seminal vesicle, ejaculatory duct, prostate gland, Cowper's gland anus, vas deferens, epididymis, testes, and scrotum, the protective for the testicles. Opening, urethral opening, for skin, glans penis, for skins for penis, corpus cavernosum, penis, external urethral sphincter, perineal membrane, phoevoprostatic ligament, suspensory ligamentous penis, pubic bone, and bladder. These are the male reproductive system and their parts and uses of each said a while ago. The sexual response cycle class. What is the purpose for the sexual response cycle? A sexual motivation is often referred to as libido. It's a person's overall sexual drive or desire for sexual activity. This motivation is determined by biological and psychological and social factors. In most mammalian species, sex hormones control the ability to engage in sexual behaviors. However, sex hormones do not directly regulate the ability to copulate rather in primates, including humans. Rather, they are only one influence of the motivations to engage in sexual behaviors. Social factors such as work and family also have an impact, as do internal psychological factors like personality and stress. Sex drive may also be affected by medical conditions, medications, lifestyle stress, pregnancy, and relationship issues. The next is that the sexual response cycle. It is a model that describes the physiological responses that takes place during sexual activity. According to William Masters and Virginia Johnson, the cycle consists of four phases. We have excitement, lead to orgasm, and resolutions. The excitement class phase is the phase in which the intrinsic or the inner part motivation to pursue sex arises. The plateau phase sets the stage for orgasm. Orgasm is the release of tensions, and the resolution period is the unaroused state before the cycle begins again. So remember, my dear viewers, my dear students, this is very much important class. Not only for the example, not only for definition and purposes, but the sexual response cycle is very much important for us. Not only for your partners, and of course for your own selves. The brain and sex. Why is it that the brain and sex are included? Remember, class, or my dear students, the brain is the structure that translates the nerve impulses from the skin into pleasurable sensations. It controls nerves and muscles used during sexual behavior. The brain regulates the release of hormones, which are believed to be the physiological origin of sexual desire. The cerebral cortex, which is the outer layer of the brain that allows for thinking and reasoning. It's believed to be the region of sexual thoughts and fantasies. It's beneath the cortex is the limbic system, which consists of the amygdala or the hippocampus, cingulate gyrus, or receptor area. These structures, my dear students or viewers, are where emotions and feelings are believed to originate and are important for sexual behavior. Taking back, the hypothalamus is the most important part of the brain for sexual functioning. This is the small area at the base of the brain consisting of several groups of bodies that receives input from the limbic system. According to studies with live animals, have shown that destruction of certain areas of the hypothalamus causes complete eliminations of sexual behavior. One of the reasons for the important major viewers or major class of the hypothalamus is its relation to the pituitary gland, which secretes the hormones that are produced in the hypothalamus. Several important sexual hormones are secreted by the pituitary gland. Oxytocin, known as the hormone of love. It is released during sexual intercourse when an orgasm is achieved. Oxytocin is also released in females when they give birth or are breastfeeding. It is believed that oxytocin is involved with maintaining close relationships. Both prolactin and oxytocin stimulate milk Production in females. Follicle stimulating hormones, or FSH, is responsible for ovulation in females by triggering egg maturity. It also stimulates sperm production in males. Luteinizing hormones, or LH, triggers the release of mature egg in females during the process of ovulations. In males, testosterone class appears to be a major contributing factors to sexual motivations. Vasopressin is involved in the male aroused. In a male aroused rather, associated with increased motivation to engage in sexual behavior. The relationship between hormones and female sexual motivation is not as well understood, largely due to overemphasis on male sexuality in Western research. We have the estrogen and progesterone, typically class regulate motivation just to engage in sexual behavior for females, with estrogen and increasing motivations and progesterone to decreasing it. The levels of these hormones rise and fall throughout a woman's menstrual cycle. Research suggests that testosterone, oxytocin, and vasopressin are also implicated in female sexual motivations and similar as they are in males, but more research is needed to understand these relationships. Remember, my dear viewers, this is very much important why we discuss about the sexual behavior of human beings. Not only for human beings and animals, also interactions. Again, thank you for watching, my dear viewers, and please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell icon so that you are updated on our latest tutorial. And thank you also, guys, for spending your time to my channel, and thank you also for your love and support to my channel. And please don't skip the ad because it is a big help for me as a small YouTuber. Bye bye, and thank you, and see you in for my next videos.